Okay, this is the last geometry question from the June 2019 question paper. It says, find missing angles G, H, and I in this diagram. Remember to include all reasons for the statements. So look here, 1, 2, 3 angles, 6 marks. The reasons are half of your marks. So let's have a look at this question here. G, H, and I. Here's G, H, and I. Now usually what happens is they put the angles in the order of what is easiest to find. And you can maybe look at this and think, my goodness, what's going on here? But if you have a look closely, can you see there's a little mark here and a little mark here? Can you see these marks? That tells you these two lines are of equal length. And what shape have I actually got here? Can you see what shape have I got here? I have got a triangle. So for now, to find angle G, I'm literally just going to look at this triangle that I have here. And if we have a triangle and we have two sides that are marked as being the same size, we know that triangle ABC is isosceles. Okay, and what do we know about an isosceles triangle? We know that the angles opposite the congruent sides are equal. Remember the base angles, sometimes they're called the base angles, but this triangle's turned around. But it's the rule that the angles opposite the congruent sides, terrible writing, the angles opposite the congruent sides are equal. Okay, so if this angle here is 50 degrees, G is going to also be 50 degrees because they are congruent. Okay, so we used the isosceles triangle for that part. Now we want to find angle H. Angle H is a little bit different. Let's see how we're going to find angle H. Did you notice that here and here are parallel line arrows? So this line over here is parallel to this line. This line over here is parallel to this line over here. And that means that this is a transversal. So when you have a transversal on a parallel line, can you remember there are three kinds of parallel line rules that we need to remember? Can you see what shape I'm drawing here? Can you see a Z? Sometimes we call it an N. But can you see this angle here and that angle there? They are what do we call them? Alternate angles. So if we have a look here, angle H is equal to 50 degrees, because if we look over here, this angle here and this angle here are alternate angles on parallel lines, and alternate angles on parallel lines are equal. So 1 mark for the angle, 1 mark for the reason. Okay, and now we are left with finding angle I. So what will help us find angle I? Let us have a look in here. Let's use another color for angle I. Here's angle I, but we've just found out that this angle was 50 degrees, and we figured out that this angle was 50 degrees. And I'm not sure if you can see here, but over here is a straight line, and we've got two things coming off this. So we know there's a rule that angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. So 50 plus 50 plus I equals 180 degrees. So I is going to be 180 minus 100. So I is going to be 80 degrees. There we go. It's much simpler than it looked.